I don't know if I worn this before. This I know I've worn this blue hoodie because in the very first episode of Midwest Midcard I actually wore. I think maybe this one. Gotta get that drink early on so you can get the vocal cords warmed up. Um, I can see myself, so it's actually It's not freaking me out a little, but it's a little distracting. Welcome back to Midwest Midcard. Welcome to episode 82. I am back after a little winter break, holiday break. I hope everyone had a great Christmas, any type of holidays you celebrate around that time. New Year, I hope that everything, all your wishes come true. I hope that your New Year's resolutions, I hope you got a strong start to them. And I hope that this is the best year ever for you. You have no idea what kind of blessings are gonna come your way because this is your year. And with that in mind, if this is your first time listening, welcome. This is I like to think this is a variety show, but it's honestly it's a lot of wrestling and then other stuff sometimes. Just anything that I can come up with will be discussed on here. So let's start with some wrestling. And before I continue, subscribe, like everything. If you're on the audio, video, thank you. Spotify, Apple Podcast. You know the drill. I don't need to remind you. Maybe once you hear the episode, you'll feel compelled to subscribe or do whatever you need to do. So this was the thing that's the most fresh on my mind is the debut episode of Monday Night Raw on Netflix. Largely an okay episode. I'll say this: as it was happening, I felt a little bit better about it than I do now. Just thinking about the amount of stuff that was on there that I was just not a big fan of, if I'm being honest. Opening up with this tarp over the ring, and they were playing a video on it, and then the big reveal is just Triple H standing in the middle of the ring doing the too cool pose. And I mean, Triple H glazing himself should not surprise anybody. That's just what he does. That's his thing, So it was funny to see him there. All the stars were out. Some current day wrestlers, there was like an NXT lounge kind of deal where they had some of the undercard people and then also NXT people. They had celebrities in the crowd. I know that Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone fame and other stuff got a huge pop, like probably the pop of the night somehow. Vanessa Hudgens was there. Danielle Fishel, which is Topanga, or however you say her name, from Boy Meets World. Huge wrestling fan, so it was pretty fitting that she was there. There were other people there that they didn't acknowledge, like Kieran Culkin from Succession fame. He was there. But Dwayne Johnson opened the show with the most bizarro, non-kayfabe promo that he could have possibly cut. This was not good. I'm sorry. I know that some folks will look at it and be like, well, he can just go back to being the final boss. No harm, no foul. I don't see it like that. I just didn't like this. I thought it was stupid. I hated that he was like, Cody, you've been carrying the company on your back. Ha ha ha. I beat your ass and I fucking diss your mom, but it's okay because, Mana, eyebrow, I look old as fuck. Fucking Dwayne, man. Yeah, I mean, it was a stupid promo. Took like 30 minutes, always fucking yapping for I mean, I'm one to talk. I'm just sitting here yapping for however long this takes, but it's just like nonsense, dude. Nonsense. Oh, WWE, this is a big day. All right, I'll see you guys later. Fuck everything. Um, After that, we went into the tribal combat match, a match that I was actually looking forward to. It is not the right word. I just wanted to see what it was going to be, because Roman Reigns is a wrestler that is looked at through like like a huge like microscope. Like anything he does has to be critique in specific ways, because either he's the chosen one or he is not the chosen one. Either he's really good or he just sucks and he's like coasting. Whatever your thoughts on Roman Reigns are, I can tell you this: he is a big star to me. He has a lot of stage presence, and I think he's a really good wrestler. Which, does he phone it in sometimes? Maybe, but if he wants to show up, he will show up. I think this match, maybe the match quality wasn't huge, like this, like technical classic. There was some good brawling, some good use of chairs and tables. Eventually, all the interference from the Bloodline and the Bloodline OG, and then finally Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes. I mean, Kevin Owens and Sammy never crossed paths. Very strange, but obviously there's something there. The crowd, though, was loving this. Like, they could not get enough of this match. And that is either a sign, a show that the crowd is either filled with people that legitimately want to be there, or maybe people that are casual or just wanting to get into it. However you want to look at it, to me, I'll say that the reason why I like going to live shows so much, it's because the people at the live shows are just not the people that you see online being like, this fucking sucks. Going to the shows kind of puts you in that mindset, and it kind of takes you out of the whole, like, the whole wrestling of it all, I guess. Once you go there, you're just like enjoying the thing. And I think that that's one of the things that gets lost with critiquing wrestling online, is that once you go to a show, it's just like everything kind of goes out the window. So the crowd was hot, man, and I'll give him that. The fact that the crowd was into it added to my enjoyment. Let me look at my very nerdy ratings sheet. So let's see. We are at Monday Night Raw for January 6th. So I ended up rating this one. I think I was pretty generous with it. Yeah, I mean, I ended up giving this match 3.75 star, 3.75, however you want to read that. I did enjoy it. Like I said, I'm sorry, but like this shit just gets me. Like the shenanigans just fucking get me. The furniture, the big personalities, the struggle that exists. I get it. I'm sorry, but I get it, and you'll see in comparison or other stuff from the weekend prior to Monday, which I'll get to it later in the show. It's just funny that to some, what WWE puts out is just like slop. It's like, who gives a shit? This sucks. Wrestling wise, not the show itself. It is what it is. But the matches, they're like, oh, the matches even suck. They're not good. I'm sorry, but just like some shit is just like, yeah, this is goofy. This is overbooked. This is whatever it is, but I had fun with it, and sometimes that's what matters. Wrestling is so subjective, so you know what? Who gives a shit? The rest of the show, the Raw show was filled with just weird little segments. I know Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan had their rematch, which seems to be the one to end the feud. Rhea Ripley recaptured the women's world title. And after the match, which I thought was a decent match, I think I rated it like 3.5 stars, if I'm not mistaken. After the match, actually I gave it 3.25. I'm sorry, 3.25. So after the match, the Undertaker showed up and he kind of drove around the ring, and then he did the little fist thing with Rhea, and I don't know. I mean, I don't really want to see the Undertaker in 2025 now, but some enjoy it, and I guess that's something. And again, that's a moment for the live crowd. If I was there in the crowd, I think that I would have enjoyed it more, just because in all the years of me going to live events, I've never seen the Undertaker. So that's still kind of like I think that's still kind of like a big deal to a lot of people, including myself. Even if I'm not like the biggest Taker fan, I understand what he means for the legacy of WWE and just like wrestling in general. So there's that. Drew McIntyre versus Jey Uso was cool because Travis Scott came out and he was smoking, and he had like a can of beer or like seltzer, whatever it was. He had the new like hardcore title that they made him, and he came out to Fiend. He was just kind of like, he just had this like face like, what the fuck, what are we doing here? Jey Uso comes out. They do the yeet. They do the what is it? It's just me, Oos. Day one ish. So they do that whole gimmick. Travis is like getting into it. Everyone's just kind of like getting into it. It's cool. It was a really cool moment, honestly. Jey Uso, which by the way, I was kind of thinking about this. He's gotten the moment with Little Uzi Vert at WrestleMania 39. He got the moment with Lil Wayne at WrestleMania 40, and now he's getting the moment with Travis Scott on Raw on Netflix. I wonder what's next. What are we getting? Are we getting Kendrick? Kendrick and Jey Uso? Not like us? TV off? I don't know. Is there something there? Probably not. The Drew Jay match was a Raw match. I'm sorry. Not much to say there. Jey Uso won. He kind of got one over on Drew, which was cool. So there, some things going on there. I know some people were not happy about this, but just let it play out. Let it play out. Now, the main event, CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. Finally, after years and years of build up, they did have a match previously. I believe it was like 2013 maybe. I think it was on like a SmackDown match, if I'm not mistaken, and then obviously the CM Punk versus the Shield handicap match. So I was a little bit worried because apparently that Punk Rollins match, their match before, wasn't kind of, but they pulled it off, man. The match was pretty awesome. I think I rated it pretty highly. I honestly overrated it, but I don't give a shit, man. I liked it. 4.5 stars from me. Really good stuff. Really good struggle with both guys. They clearly were telling a story of like trying to up each other, one another up. I don't know how to say that, but they were just trying, Rollins hit at least 2 go to sleeps, and Punk tried to hit the curb stomp at least once, and it wasn't great. I think the timing was a little bit off. They did a spot with they hit each other in the face. You slapped each other in the face and went into punches. They went into actually they were just banging on each other. All that good stuff, all that stuff that you people in the Tokyo Dome love. Um, and then finally, CM Punk won off of two go to sleeps. I like a NXT Black and Gold heavy event, and yeah, Punk got the win. That was pretty awesome. I'm surprised. I guess I'm not surprised at the outcome. I'm just surprised how decisive it was, in a way. But it was cool. It was a good match. I like I said, I really enjoyed it. Probably, I mean, one of my favorites of the year. But I think once we look back on the year, I'm probably gonna have one of these. This match somewhere in the list, even if it's number 10. I enjoyed it, man. I think CM Punk he's one of a kind, man. He can put on a good match. What can I say? And he showed up. He showed up once again on this new WWE run. Overall thoughts on Netflix Raw. This wasn't a normal show, but that doesn't justify the fact that the show just kind of sucked in general. The in-ring action to me was decent enough. Everything else around it was just corporate, who gives a shit. I'm not gonna justify the show because it was not made for me. I mean, it cannot be made for me and not be whatever it was. I'm sorry, but anyone that looks at The Rock's promo at the beginning and it's like, oh, this is good. That was a good Rock promo. It's like, what do you enjoy? Because this is nothing. This is just him being like, oh, I'm gonna suck my own dick. It fucking sucks, man. Dwayne The Rock Johnson, go home. Go do something else. Get out of my WWE. Get out of my sports entertainment. Do something else, man. What the fuck? John Cena cut a promo during the show. Kind of wanted to do a little thing on this because... So John Cena kind of declared for the Royal Rumble. And a lot of his promo was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can do this, I don't think anybody really likes me anymore. I think I'm just I just suck, man. I just suck, man. Why do I suck? I haven't won a title. I don't know if I can cut it anymore. So Sikoa, he spiked me. He put it in my fucking stomach. What am I gonna do? So I think he's a little demoralized. But at the end, by the end, he was kind of like, I'm gonna win the Rumble. And you know what? Fuck it. Give him the Rumble. I mean, if it's not him, maybe Punk. But I wouldn't be opposed to having Cena go into Mania as the Rumble winner, face Cody, whatever. I know the Cody match is not one that some are looking forward to. To me, it wouldn't be a passing of the torch. It's just kind of like one of those we're gonna book this match. This is a big time match, and you're gonna have to see it. Or whatever. There is an opportunity to do the 17th championship still. To me, I know that there's the idea of have him win the match on his last, have him win the title on his last match, retire as the champion. I'm not a huge fan of that idea personally. I think there's something there, of course, because it's cool to go out on top, but I'm also a firm believer that wrestlers should go out on their backs, So I think his last match, he should lose and put somebody over. But somewhere in between, I think he should win the title at least for a week, a month, or whatever. But I think he should decisively be the champion and then lose the championship. I think that's the right way to do it. Like I said, I think it's a waste to just have him win it and then just send it back. Just break the record. Fuck Ric Flair. Go out on top. Be an ambassador. Retire the jersey. Put it on the rafters. Whatever you need to do. But just kind of call it a career right there. and put somebody over, like I said, on your way out. I think that'd be the best way to do it. I'm thrilled because my plan is to go to Royal Rumble still. So seeing Cena at the Rumble, and potentially win, it's gonna be pretty fucking cool. So I'm excited. I actually bought a John Cena shirt, for the Rumble. So let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm going to another show actually this weekend on Saturday. I'm going to be attending GCW. What are they calling it? It's a show in Columbus, Ohio. So I may put the poster or something right there. They're doing a Can They Coexist tag team match. It is Mans Warner and Effie versus Violence is Forever. My boys. Let me see. I got I'm getting up right now. If you're on the video, you're gonna see me real up close. But I wanna flex this, which I probably shown this on that show before, but I actually have this Violence is Forever card signed by both Dominic and Kevin. Look at that. Ooh, look at that. Let's go. Yeah. So I'm actually a pretty big fan of Violence is Forever. I have I'm an honorary third member, even if they don't know this. So I'll be back. GCW. Excited for the show. Excited to go to my first wrestling show of the year, the first of many, hopefully. So there's a lot going on around this area. I'm not gonna be attending at all, but so there's GCW this Saturday. I don't know if this is this week or next week, but there's a Revolver show. Then there is Dynamite and Collision in Cincinnati. Maximum Carnage. I think that's next week. Then there is the Royal Rumble in Indianapolis, which is not super far from here. And then in February, Raw is going to be in Cincinnati. So pretty busy WrestleMania season. Road to WrestleMania. The road to WrestleMania. Pretty busy season for the Tri-State area, for the Midwest, for Midwest Midcard. For me, like I said, I'm not going to be at every show, but I'm happy to at least go to a couple. I'm sorry, but tickets are expensive. Rumble tickets are fucking ridiculous. I could go on about this Ticketmaster shit forever. These motherfuckers, they're straight up bullies. They're abusing their fucking power. It's fucking bullshit, Ticketmaster, go fuck yourself. Seriously. I mean, I have to use you. I have no other option. But the tickets are so fucking expensive. What the fuck? Why? And for what? So you can make more fucking money? So WWE can make more fucking money? They need more money. Yeah? I don't think so. Can you at least make it easier to buy tickets? It's like bullshit, man. This dynamic pricing is like absolute bullshit. And then WWE goes on, oh, this is our biggest gate ever. There's 17,000 people. How could this be your biggest gate ever? Do you think that's okay? Do you think that your biggest gate having like 17,000 people, do you think that's right? Do you think everyone should be paying $1,000 per ticket? I don't think so. You're pricing out your fans, and that includes me, a very wealthy person. I'm just kidding. Hey, man, listen. Enough of that. So a big snow. There's been. This is what I put it on my notes. Big snow. So let me take a little drink. This past Sunday and Monday. The storm started on Sunday. We started to get a little bit of snow. We knew that there was supposed to be a lot of snow on the ground, like 6 inches, something like that. So we kind of made preparations for it. But when I woke up Monday to go to work, there very well was probably close to 7-8 inches on the ground. And it was still snowing when I woke up pretty early in the morning. And it kept snowing probably until uh 2, 3 o'clock, something like that. I don't recall. But yeah, I mean, it was gnarly. There was a lot of fucking snow. I think I didn't measure it, but I want to say we got at least about a foot of snow. This is my biggest snowfall. Um, I mean, the one that I've ever seen. I remember, so probably 2010 or 11, like early 11. There must have been like a pretty big snowfall, but nothing like this, man. This is pretty crazy. I mean, I'm talking like, as of right now, my neighborhood, like the streets are still covered. They have not, the city or whoever has not come to like take care of that, and I don't know if they're like responsible. And this is one of the things about living in like a little neighborhood. That's not necessarily the suburbs, not necessarily, the city. It kind of gets like forgotten. I don't know. So it's just there. Um, so I spent like 2 hours yesterday clearing my driveway so I could get out today to go to work, and it was just crazy. I've been trying to work out really hard, and yesterday I just kind of skipped it because I was just out there forever. And I don't know if you know, but shoveling snow, heavy ass snow, over and over again, it fucking sucks. Okay, it's cold. When you throw it, it goes on your face. It's heavy. Like I said, have I mentioned that it's heavy? It's also snow, so it's cold. Oh yeah, and also when you throw it, blows right back on your face. It fucking sucks. Um, but I mean, listen, I'm blessed to have a good place to live. I'm blessed to have a nice, big driveway that I have to shovel. I'm blessed, but it still sucks. The snow sucks. Um, I barely cleared enough so that like my car and you know wife's car can kind of get out. But it took a while. I did it. I cleared it. Had to clear a little bit of our road so we could actually get out. There's like a huge pile like right at the end of like snow where I left this in a way that you almost couldn't get out. So I kind of had to go back and clear that. I don't know, man. It sucks. But it was cool. It was cool to see this much snow and just say like hey, like that's what it was. It was crazy. Um, so I may put a picture too, on the screen. I mean, it probably already is there. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was gnarly. It was pretty wild. I would not recommend it, but it's the Midwest. That's how it is. That's how it is out here. Um, where I think there might be more coming on Sunday. Hopefully, fingers crossed. My plans for Saturday, you know, don't get affected by this. Hopefully, I just have a safe drive to Columbus and I don't have to worry about that. But we'll see. It would suck to not see, to not go to a show because I need to go to a show. Haven't been to one in a while. So speaking of working out, I mean, like I said, I did skip my workout yesterday because I was shoveling snow. But yeah, I mean, I've been like really like pretty locked in with the workout shit. So some of you may or may not know I am a runner. I guess I do. I wouldn't say that I like to go on runs. I run because it's apparently good for me. So I've become kind of like an avid runner in a way. Uh, I'm up to a point where I run at least 3 times a week, and at least a mile per run, depending on what, like if I'm doing like a like one of these programs. I use Nike Run Club, and they have these programs where you have to do a certain amount of runs a week, and you have to do like a long run, or like what they call a fartlek, which is like a speed run, or like a regular speed run, or like a recovery run, which is just like a regular run. So I've been doing that, and yeah, I mean, I think that I'm getting better at it. My objective is to obviously be healthier, but also try to lose some weight. Um, my resolution, for 2025 is to work out at least 3 times. I got some dumbbells for Christmas, so I've been working out my arms because I need to get those arms big. Um, I don't know what I'm doing. If I'm being honest, I have no idea what um what kind of stuff that I'm doing. But I do, a little bit of reading here and there, find out like what I like, kind of feel like, okay, like this, if I do this, it works out like my forearm. If I do this, it works out a different muscle, a little bit of bicep there, a little bit of, tricep, a little bit of whatever, whatever this one is, a little bit of you know, what I'm talking about. So, yeah, just doing that, trying to get my chest to be gigantic and my arms to be like the size of a fucking log. I want to have that big log. Um, that's my objective. But then, hopefully my legs get worked out a little bit with the runs. I know. Hopefully, I get all these comments and everyone's like, "You're doing it wrong. You suck." Good. I need that. I need the I need the engagement. But so like I said, my objective is to work out. I'm aiming to run a 5K sometime in May with some of my friends. So looking forward to that. I just gotta lock in a date to do it. Um, if I don't get to work out, I will at least try to make a point to just stretch in the morning, do a few stretches to like stretch out my back really good and my legs, work on my flexibility and, just getting my body, kind of going in the morning. If even if I don't work out, um, I like to think that I'm not very old. I mean, I'm 27 years old, but from work, from situations in life, I feel like I'm hurting often, and I don't think that's normal. I think it's good to kind of do things for your body a little bit, not to be fucking all preachy and shit. Um, and stretching is certainly something that you can do. At the very least, it's easy. It takes you like 10, 15 minutes. Anyone can do it, and you'll definitely see improvement very quickly just by the stretching. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good about all this. I don't think that I'm better than anybody for working out and trying to do those things, but I will say that people that work out are physically better in a way. So do with that what you will. So the last thing I got on the agenda is a little bit of getting back to the wrestling, of course, a little bit of Wrestle Kingdom and Wrestle Dynasty. So Wrestle Kingdom is the big yearly New Japan Pro Wrestling event that is like that. That is their WrestleMania. Their January 4th show is their WrestleMania by all intents and purposes. So I believe this was Wrestle Kingdom 19th, and then the first Wrestle Dynasty ever, which was a crossover event with ROH, CMLL, Stardom, and AEW. Mainly AEW, but you get the idea. So with this, I mean, listen, as far as match quality, this was better than anything on TV that week. I mean, it was. I didn't watch Collision, but I can guarantee anything on there was probably better. Quality wise, though, Wrestle Dynasty was a much better show than Wrestle Kingdom. However, there was a lot of good stuff on both shows. I'll go over the matches real quick on my list here. So let's see. I mean, I don't want to go through every match, but I'll give you some of my highlights. let's see, some Mayu Iwatani versus AZM from Wrestle Kingdom. That was one that I remember being pretty memorable. I gave it 5 stars. I enjoyed it. Good stuff. Hiroshi Tanahashi versus Evil. I remember it being very goofy, overbooked, House of Torture style, interference, the ref, bumps, all that shit. I mean, I think it was cool, man. It was fun. It was just fun. I think that every once in a while, it's good to have something like that. So I had a really good time with that match. Um, David Finley versus Gene Blast, Yoda Zuji. Fantastic match. I could not get enough of these two guys. I mean, like, as far as like New Japan goes, David Finley, Yoda, those might be like my top two guys, to be honest. Before used to be Naito, but like now these two guys, they're the fucking truth. Them and Gabe Kidd, probably are like I'll say my three favorites. I love the fucking War Dogs and Los Ingobernables. Fantastic people, man. Um, the main event of Wrestle Kingdom was not my favorite match. Largely, I didn't think that Zack Sabre Jr. versus Shooter Shota Umino was a. I don't think it was a bad match. Well, that's not true. I do think it was a bad match personally. Uh, the wrestling itself was okay. The match was just so fucking boring, man. And it went like 40 minutes. And not to toot my own horn, but I didn't watch the match live. I actually watched it. Well, actually, that's not true. Well, I was like a few minutes behind. So when I woke up, I started working out. I started lifting my dumbbells. And I put the show on, and the main event had started. And it was already like, I don't know. It felt like it was only like 10 minutes in or something like that. So I restarted the match. I watched it, and it was just going on forever. And I was like, I don't know if this match is good or not. It just feels like it's been going forever. Not a lot is happening. It's not like super exciting. Zack Sabre Jr. ended up winning, and I don't know. It was just largely nothing. It was just kind of boring, man. I was pretty harsh on this match. I gave it 1.5 stars. It was just not. I'm sorry, but it was just not. It was just nothing. It was nothing, man. Jesus, man. Yeah, I don't know. It was just not good. It was just not good. So, and that in the Wrestle Kingdom, because then we had Wrestle Dynasty, which, like I said, I enjoyed more. Um, there was an 8-man lucha gauntlet, which I was very, very, very. I enjoyed it a lot. Gave it 3.75 stars. Soberano Jr. came out in like a crazy, like, I don't even know, like he had like a thorn crown, and he had like tears in the mask. It was really sweet. He probably had outfit of the night, but there were people like Máscara Dorada and Hechicero. They were all great. That was just like a fun match, Uh, Mercedes Monet versus Mina Shirakawa was a good match, but Mina. No, that's not true. Mina is a way better wrestler than it seems. Like, if you saw the quality of her stuff on AEW, what she does, like her gimmick and everything, you think that she fucking sucks. No, she's actually pretty great in the ring. Like, she's way better than it seems. And so is Mercedes. Mercedes is like a guaranteed like 5-star, like most of the time, right? Mercedes was great. Mina was great. However, I think that they have a better match in them, and this was not the better match, if that makes sense. 3.75 stars for me. This is probably my match of the weekend, like my favorite match. Maybe not the best match, but the match that I kind of like appreciated and enjoyed the most was David Finley versus Brody King. what a combination of dudes, honestly. David Finlay is really coming to his own. I used to kind of be like a David Finlay hater, but now I fuck with him so heavy. Brody King, he's fucking great, man. He's this motherfucker, he checks every box, okay? Tony Khan, if you're watching this, if you're listening to this, why the fuck is Brody King not like your world champion or at least like in the title hunt? Listen, this guy, he checks every box. He's big, okay? He's got a very unique look. He's a great wrestler. Well, you know what? I don't know about his promos, but listen, cool as fuck. Just throw him under. He probably gets like booked the most out of all the House of Black people, and he still is not getting enough. I mean, he should be a player in AEW, and I think that not having him be like a staple of AEW, of Dynamite, Collision, whatever, I think that is a big mistake because he fucking rules. This match ruled. Finley hit like a power bomb on fucking Brody, which is just insane. You know, big fucker. You know, big fucker out there. But yeah, this match was awesome. I loved it. I enjoyed it very very much. Shooter Shota Umino had another match on this show that was not good. It was fine. It was better. It was shorter, but it was just not good either. 3 stars. Takeshita. I thought Takeshita had another match. Oh yeah, Takeshita had a match against Shingo Takagi, Wrestle Kingdom, which was good. Just not as memorable to me. Now, on the other hand, the Tomohiro Ishii match against Takeshita, that was fucking crazy. I was not expecting Ishii to just like kind of show up and just fucking be this tough ass, like just old man. But it was fucking great, man. That was fantastic. That was a good match. That was a big surprise. I did not know that Ishii still had it in him like that. So I'm sorry. Apologize to any Ishii fans, to Tomohiro himself. I'm sorry, sir. You have earned my respect once again. You know who didn't have a good match? Jack Perry. What else is new? The Young Bucks, United Empire, Los Ingobernables. It was fine. Now, the actual match of like the best match of the weekend was very clearly Gabe Kidd versus Kenny Omega. I mean, incredible stuff. Kenny Omega did not miss a beat. And I'll come clean and say that I'm not a Kenny Omega hater, but I do think that he is highly overrated. I think that there's times where like people look at his matches with like rose-colored glasses and they rate him higher than they actually are. However, he is capable of having some of the best matches, that I've seen. And this was incredible. This was very, very good. It didn't have the stuff that some will consider like flippy that may turn some people off. It was actually very like struggle based. There was a lot of Gabe Kidd, just kind of trying to break down Kenny Omega. It was cool that Gabe came out in the tracksuit like a young lion. He had the New Japan logo on the tights. It was just all the visuals were really cool. The amount of blood. Kenny's a good bleeder. Gabe Kidd looked incredible in the match. I highly recommend it. If you don't watch anything from this weekend, at the very least watch this match because it's fucking awesome. And congratulations. I mean, 5 stars. Yeah. There you go. 5 stars. 5 stars for me is more important than anything that Dave Meltzer ever gives because I don't just hand out 5 stars. You know what matches have 5 stars? Bad Blood, Hell in a Cell, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, and Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 40. So it's not that easy. It's not that easy, right? I don't just hand them out. So yeah, man, good wrestling weekend for New Japan. My New Japan Pro Wrestling World subscription will end on the 15th of this month, and I'm gonna reevaluate. I may stick stick with it for a little bit, see what happens. But there's New Year's Dash already passed. There is Battle in the Valley next, I believe this Saturday. I won't be able to watch live, but I'll try to catch it. And maybe next episode I'll come back and I'll give you my review of that. But yeah, that should about do it for this week's episode. I know it was maybe a little more brief than others. And wrestling heavy, of course. I mean, that's how it is sometimes, man. Sometimes you have a lot of wrestling stuff to say. If you enjoyed the show, thank you so much for listening, making it all the way. Make sure that you subscribe to the YouTube channel, which is Midcard, at Midcard, however you want to find it. On Twitter, at Midcard. Blue Sky, just look up Midcard. Instagram, at Midcard. Make sure that on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, leave a 5-star review if you enjoyed it. And yeah, send me a message on Twitter. Be like, hey, I like this, or I hated this, or hey, maybe next week you should talk about this. And yeah, and I'll do that. Whatever you liked, in this past few episodes, under this new format, under the new era of Midwest Midcard. Make sure you tell me what you like and what you don't like, and then what you don't like, I'll try to get rid of, and what you like, I'll put more of, okay? All right. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I hope you had a great, enjoyable podcast experience. Live, laugh, love, and wrestle, and I'll see you next time. Peace.